All right, time now is 11:17 a.m. in the morning on February 9th. Yeah, I went to bed very late at around 4 a.m. in the morning, which is bad. I wish I could go to sleep earlier. And then I magically woke up at around 9:20 for some reason, and I couldn't fall back asleep for a very long time, but then I actually did, and then I woke up at around 10:40. Wait, it's 11:07. Okay, time flies. I'm wearing my khaki jeans again with the belt on, which is not comfortable at all, but I'm planning to wear this today to class because it's the last class, so gotta dress up for the occasion. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. It really is. I hate wearing stuff like this. It looks good, but I hate this. Um, or maybe I can make it looser. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. Last night I did book a booster appointment so it's going to be on February 17th, 4:30 p.m., which is nice. Nice. It was way Booking this appointment is way easier than I thought. I don't have a social security number or a driver's license, which is bad, but aside from that, it's a-okay. It's a-okay. Um oh boy, I can hear the dogs. Um, okay, I gotta. Okay. Man, I hate these pants. Jesus. Um, Maybe I'm gonna have to wear an older pair of pants first because this does not work. Like if I'm just walking around at home, this sucks. But yeah. I got nothing else to say really. Today's the last day of the course. Um, of course, it's not really over. I still have online stuff to do, online exams and such, and I got film stuff. But this is the last lecture, and um, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try my best to make a friend. One friend. Make one friend challenge. Let's see if Enoch Lai can make one single friend in college. And to be fair, I've already made friends with Potter and Diana. I'd say they're grade B. Um, Actually, when it comes to friends, it's only grade A or B. So they're B. But yeah, they're grade B friends. They're not super close, but hey, I count on them, right? Um, but yeah, Potter and Diana are friends I've made because of what I would say being initiated towards a passive befriending, meaning that Diane DM'd me on WhatsApp and I spoke to her more and more, and then she introduced me to Potter. So that is a cobweb introduction. So there's passive and there's introduction. So passive is someone DM'd me, but now I need to be the active one. So I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna do it not to an Asian because I don't have any Asian classmates. I'm gonna try to do it to the white girl or the white boy. I don't know why I refer to them as a white girl and white boy. Like it's just it sounds insulting, but it's the only way I can refer them. Um, or the black girl really. I mean, she also watches Euphoria and 13 Reasons Why. Maybe I could strike up a conversation with her. Yeah, not much else to talk about really. I got homework, gotta edit America vlogs, and you know, it is what it is. And then tonight I'm gonna watch Demon Slayer. I'm gonna make omelet for breakfast, and then eat the broccoli salad for lunch. It's gonna be nice. I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know what's for dinner. I hope it's good. Um, I'm gonna see if JT's free on maybe a Friday or Thursday. Okay, not on Thursday after doing an exam. If she's free on Friday and we want to hang out together, that's fine. That's a-okay. And if that's the case, then I would have Taco Bell on Thursday. I'm not gonna eat Taco Bell today. If I have to go out that day, I will not eat Taco Bell because I have a feeling that it's gonna wreck my digestive system a little bit. But yeah.
Well, I think he might have them during the week, a couple of days. I'm not sure, Diane. I don't know what they're. I don't hardly Junior. You know, you can spend more time with him. Why can't he go with you? Because I'm ready to go somewhere. Why can't he go? Why don't you take me go? Like, yeah, it's.
Alright, time now is 16:02, and oh boy, this is gonna be the last class. Don't know what to say. The idea that my school life changes every single semester, like the bus I take, the schedule, everything changes every semester, is just really weird for me, because it's not like that in Hong Kong, if you don't know. But yeah, hopefully in the next semester I can go outside a little more, hang out with people a little more, know more friends. But yeah, I'm going a little bit early today. Time now is 4:03 p.m. and that's because I want to arrive earlier. You know, the good old tradition. Early on the first day, early on the last day. The good old tradition. And I want to, if I'm early, perhaps I could speak to people, strike conversations, which seems like a great idea. It's 4:31 p.m. right now. It's 4:31. Oh my god. I can walk as slowly as possible. It's 4:47. I've arrived in college. I'm so early. Bro, I'm so insanely early. The professor's already here. Why? I'm just standing here like an idiot. Alright, time now is 7:25. Incredibly, I wouldn't say interesting, but it's the last day of the course, and it's quite interesting actually. I wouldn't say it's interesting, but it's interesting, so I would say it, I guess. I arrived extremely early at around like 4:50, and I was like 25 minutes early, so I just stood there, and turns out the professor was early too, and I saw her, and I was like, okay, shoot, I'm just gonna look at my phone and pretend I didn't see her, because, you know, if she sees that I see her, then she's gonna be wondering, oh, what is he doing? Why is he not greeting me? So, but she did see me, and she said, oh, hi, Enoch. And I was a little startled. I was like, oh, hi. And then a little bit later, I walked up the stairs, and I just stood outside the classroom. Not right outside, because then it would be obvious, like, the professor's in there, why aren't you in there as well? Like, the door's open. So I just sort of stood at the corridor, and I just waited and waited, and Talia, the black girl, showed up, and I was like, hey, and then she said, hi, Enoch. And see, you see, like they're not mispronouncing my name. Okay, but anyways, she's like, oh, hi, Enoch, and she said, oh, you're sad? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? You sad? It's the last class? And I'm like, well, yeah, kinda. I mean, 6 weeks have gone by too fast. And then she's like, yeah. And then I just said, oh, the professor is actually in there, but I don't want to go in because it would be awkward. So she's like, oh, do you want me to go in with you? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then so she opened the door and she was gonna let me in first, but I'm like, oh, you first. And so she went in first. And only I and Talia were on time. Pretty much everyone else were a little bit late. And like pretty much everyone else were a little bit late. And so originally my idea is that before the class would begin, I would even speak to people and maybe speak to the white girl, because again, Vivian, the white girl, she seems to be, it seems as though there can be a conversation going. And she's really nice. Like everybody's nice in the course, but she especially, she speaks a lot, she asks questions a lot, and she's pretty nice. And yeah, and so I'd like to speak to her more, but that wasn't really possible. And so I was like, okay, maybe I'll wait until the break and then I'll speak to her then. Turns out there wasn't going to be a break. During the class, the professor was like, okay, can we just, this time, can we just go head on and not have a break, just straight up? Like, it's the last class, come on, I got a lot to talk about. So it's fine, whatever. And besides, a break doesn't really help me. Usually during breaks, I don't really do much. So we didn't have a break. Honestly, this chapter is about the law, psychopathology and the law, and I didn't really have any questions, but at some point the professor talked about incompetence, and I guess I could find something to ask about that. So I raised my hand and I was like, what if a person was competent and then became incompetent as the trial went on? And then she's like, well, I'm not an attorney, I don't know how to answer that. Okay, there's a guy in front of me. Need to make it past him or something, I don't know. Alright, let's continue. So the class ended. Alright, and we ended early actually. It was around 7:15. The professor played us this song, this goodbye song by, I already forgot her name, but like an old woman flipping a book, and was like, goodbye, we had a fun time. And the professor was like, she was like, yeah, thank you all, I hope, I don't know if you will see me ever again, because she only teaches Psychology 1 and Psychology 14, and I mean, we've already taken Psychology 14, unless we're taking it again, and why would we backtrack to Psychology 1? So she's like, goodbye, good luck for your exams, it's been great, it's been a great experience, you guys made it so much better. And so, I wanted to thank her too. This is my first on-ground college course, and it means a lot to me, and it's a damn good course too. So yeah, I people started leaving. Honestly, I didn't think people would leave so fast, but the tall white guy, he just immediately walks away, and then other people just packed up and started walking. And I don't know, at that point I was like, okay, if I wanted to make a friend, this is the chance. And also, this is a post-course discussion, like maybe we would all just group up together and chat a little bit before we actually part ways. So I immediately left. Before I walked out the door, and we all thanked the professor. I also thanked the professor. I said, thank you, professor, this is my first on-ground college course, so this is a really great one. So and the professor was like, oh really? And I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. And then I left the classroom, and for like 30 seconds it was just Talia, the black girl, the woman from Eritrea, Nicole, Vivian, the white girl, Evan, the white boy who shakes his legs, and me. And And we just stood there for a little while, and we were like, oh my god, that's it, oh my god, I'm gonna miss you guys, especially the girls, the black girl and the woman, and the Vivian. They all hugged each other, and Vivian turned to me and asked me, can I give you a hug? And I'm like, okay, sure. And you know me, I don't touch women. And you know me, I don't touch women all that often because I'm an epic virgin. And but there have been occasions, Pink touched my belly. Actually, I think on the after the cat cafe, she was like, "Oh, you've gotten fat." And I think there were multiple times where Zara and Miriam may have like high-fived me or grabbed me by the arm or something like that. I forgot. I don't count those things. It's stupid. I may or may not have held onto Natalie's arm on the day I left. Not really held, not even held, just a temporary scratch. And we were wearing jackets too. But Vivian, the white girl, she doesn't even know me all that well. She's only seen me for 6 weeks. She just up and hugs me. And I wasn't nervous or anything, because you know how calm I am. I'm a calm ass person. I'm very calm. And I didn't see this as crazy. I know Americans love hugging. Okay? That's a known fact. I know that. So I hugged her and I put my arms around her, and it's pretty great. And I was originally gonna continue walking and speak to her and be like, oh, you talked about 13 Reasons Why, right? But I didn't get the chance to, because Evan, the white boy, he spoke to me and he said, oh, do you like the class? Do you like the class? And okay, actually, would it be better if I do this? Do you like the class? Do you like the class? And I said, oh yeah. And Evan continued to speak to me. He's like, yeah, you learned something. This is your first on-ground course, and I'm like, yeah. And he said, oh, I'm glad we're able to share this experience with you. And he said, oh, yeah, this is way better than online, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, in online classes, it's like it's so much more forgettable, and I can't concentrate. And then he's like, oh yeah, I also took some online classes after COVID, and it was it's just like open book exams, like it's so easy. And and then I said, oh yeah, in on-ground courses I actually raise my hand and ask questions. And then at the end he's like, oh, do you want my phone number? I didn't even ask for his phone number, he asked me first. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. So I inserted my phone number into his phone, and he told me that he knows another Hong Konger friend, and who also studies in this college. Holy shit, what? So he said he can introduce me to him, and I said, oh yeah, that would be really nice. So yeah, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna text you and see if it's you. And then I said, okay. And then, oh yeah, stay safe going home. And I'm like, yeah, you too. And that's pretty much it. So even though I couldn't get the white girl's phone number, if I do, that would be very cool, because I can brag about it. I not picked up, but I exchanged phone numbers with a white girl. Well, at least I hugged her, so that's a breakthrough. But more importantly, I exchanged phone numbers with a non-Hong Konger for the first time, and voluntarily. Obviously I have the phone numbers of my old host and my new host because I have no choice. But this is different, and this is interesting. This is real interesting. So there's that. There's a breakthrough. And perhaps he could introduce me to the other Hong Konger. Who knows? Alright, just wash my face and hair. I'm not gonna speak too much right now because I've already spoken a lot today. First of all, more acne. They just don't stop. They just don't fucking stop. Here and here. They just don't stop. I've never consumed this much oil within a month in my life. I've never consumed this much oil in my life. It's. I breathe oil, okay? There's so much oil on my face, there's so much oil on my skin. It's. Well, on the skin of my face. I just consume so much oil. It's. I feel sick. Yeah, I'm happy I'm able to make a friend, even though it's not Vivian the white girl. Um, I wonder how that would turn out, but I'm so happy I made a. I wouldn't call him a friend. I would put him at grade C. I know of him, but I don't have an urge to speak to him. But yeah, I know him, but I don't have the urge to speak to him. But I still know of him, and if he speaks to me, I'll be friendly. Grade C. Um, but yeah, um, holy crap, holy crap. So and I feel like even though Hong Kongers seem few and far between, they do exist from time to time. Like the tall white man, Jake. He also knows another Hong Konger. So they exist from time to time. We exist from time to time. God damn, I just can't handle my face being like this. And I don't know if it's because I don't shower enough or I shower too much, because it could be either. Maybe I consume so much oil that it's secreting oil so constantly, and I shower once a day, but it's not enough. It's still developing acne. Or maybe it's because I shower too much. It's too dry, so my body is it's feeding into a negative feedback loop where the body senses that I don't have enough oil on my face and purposefully secretes even more. That could be the truth. So I don't really know. But my face is just full of oil right now. Um, yeah, I don't have much else to talk about. Oh, I forgot to mention that I may have to cancel my booster appointment because it may clash with my online class. I've totally forgotten about it last night. Oh my god. And also, given that I'm eating fried chicken, I'm drinking Pepsi. Oh yeah, the dinner is 3 pieces of fried chicken, fried broccoli. I appreciate that it's fried, but it's fried with nothing. It is fried with nothing but tons of oil. It's drenched with oil, and also some mac and cheese. Hey, at least I have apple pie now. And corn soup. Oh, another thing is in a film student Discord server, because there's a film club Discord server and then there's a film student Discord server for all film students to join. But film club people can also join film students. So film student is a bigger one, and there's one of the members is this really talkative person who seems to know everything about film and love a lot of old films and hate a lot of modern films. And I'd like to speak to him more. I'd like to speak to everyone who loves film, really. So yesterday he was like, last night he was like, oh, what do y'all think about the Oscar nominations? And nobody answered him, but I want to because I'm stupid. So I did. I said, oh, the French Dispatch is snubbed, but I'm happy Drive My Car got a nomination. And another person replied saying Cyrano got snubbed. But that's that. All right, time now is 12:22 after midnight. I'm just gonna stop it here. I don't have a lot of time. I just want to talk. I had a half an hour long WhatsApp call with my mom. Um, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about acne and tomorrow's plans. So acne, this must stop. This must stop. Okay. When I came to the USA, I didn't bring my acne paste because I thought it doesn't work all that well, and also I thought that I'm becoming more and more of an adult, and I saw that I'm beginning to get less and less acne, so I thought to myself, okay, when I arrive at the USA at some point, my acne is just gonna be gone. But that's not true. I have what I call the AIAS, the American Immigrant Acne Syndrome, which is where somebody from a country where the food is not as oily and not as deep fried comes to USA as an immigrant, and now acne explodes, and that is AIAS. And that's happening to me right now, and that is bad. And so I'm going to do a few things. First of all, I'm going to drink a lot of water. And not only because the food here is extremely salty and sugary, but also the weather is extremely dry. And I find myself being thirsty all the time, so more water. Second of all, the showers are great and all, but after showers, I will try to apply face cream, face wash, moisturizer every single night. I'm already doing this like once a week, but that's not good enough. I'm gonna do it every single night. Third of all, um, yeah, um, I'm gonna try and eat more vegetables and eat less oily stuff if possible. I don't know how to avoid it because a lot of the food here, especially in restaurants and even home cooked, is very oily, but I'm gonna try my best. Fourth of all, microwave foods. I feel like this is also partially influenced by microwave. Also, man, when I spoke to my mom on the phone today, like I can't speak Cantonese. I just feel like I have an accent now, and that there are words I can't even say. I can't even think in Cantonese anymore. Like the sentence structures. Like, goddamn, I'm really getting rusty. But I'm speaking English now, and it's fine. I don't fucking know what's going on to me. What's happening to me. But yeah, microwave foods is not very healthy, and if I eat too much, it may, it's kind of carcinogenic in a sense, to a degree. Another thing is sleep because I've always slept about 7 hours a day, and lately I've been sleeping 6.5 hours every single day. That's bad. I want to sleep more, so I'm going to try my best to sleep early. Um, yeah, aside from that, just lots of exercises, lots of water. That's the plan. Tomorrow's plans, not much. I don't want to leave the place. I don't want to leave the house, first of all. I'm going to eat apple pie for breakfast, which is going to be awesome. Looks good. I'm actually excited about the apple pie. I'm actually quite excited about it. Not even gonna lie. For lunch, I was thinking about a D lunch, honestly. I can't think of anything, but I don't want to die of starvation, so I'll probably eat an orange. But apple pie already has apples in it, and in Hong Kong, I would be like, yeah, sure, go ahead, I'll eat an orange. But right here, fruits are rare. They're more expensive and they're rarer. So I either eat an orange or actually, I will actually seriously do a D lunch involving potato chips and grandma's cakes and chocolate milk. I'll very much do a D lunch. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Um I don't know. And then on Friday I'm gonna try Taco Bell. I'm gonna go out and buy Taco Bell. I rescheduled my booster because I realized that it's clashed with my Spanish class, so now it's changed from 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday, and that's next Thursday, not tomorrow. And that's all. I really will be resting tomorrow, and after tomorrow's exams, I'm a free man. And then of course there's film homework, which I actually have to do now as well. And I'm feeling thirsty. I just drank like a whole glass of water, and now I feel like I need more again. Jesus Christ. The fried chicken is so thirsty. It's been a long time since I've actually enjoyed a meal. Like every time I eat food nowadays, I eat it for survival purposes. This is why I don't complain. When I eat the same food every single day, like when I ate the turkey for dinner 2 days in a row, and when I had The cereal Fruity Pebbles is not even that good. I don't care, because beggars can't be choosers, and I'm surviving every single day. I'm just happy that I made a friend today. Well, not really a friend. Not yet. Maybe it will turn into a friendship, but I would put him in grade C. And I would probably have to give him a fake name from now on, even though I've said his name many times, his real name many times already. But I would have to give him a fake name at some point, if he does become a friend. All right. What the heck? Why is my phone suddenly running out of storage space again? I don't know. Time now is 11:02 a.m. in the morning on February 10th. Oh yeah, it's 10th already. 10 days already. Damn. So as you can tell, February went by faster. So today I'm gonna stay at my house the whole day. The house the whole day. I'm not gonna do much. I'm not gonna do anything other than psychology quizzes and exams, film homework. I have a couple of Demon Slayer episodes to watch. Tonight I'm gonna watch a black and white Hong Kong film, and then I'm gonna be yeah, I'm just gonna be. What else am I gonna do? That's it. No, wait. There's more. My YouTube stuff. I need to film and edit an album review. I need to uh, yeah, edit America vlog, the usual, and then that's all for today. Nothing else. I'm gonna try to keep it low. So if I don't have anything to say, I'm just gonna stop because I've done too much. I spoke to Leo a little bit, and apparently Leo's gonna go to go to California next semester, and I don't know if by next semester he means this one or the next one for him, like in September next year, or like this year, like March. I don't know. I think it's next year because right now there's still Omicron and stuff. But yeah, that would be exciting, and yeah, I don't got much else to talk about. Uh, I texted Natalie a little bit yesterday. I was in a high. I was high. I was high on social social I was high on socials, like I got hugged by a white girl, I befriended not again, I knew I kept in contact with a white boy, and I was like, I'm just gonna whatever. So I spoke up in Discord, which sparked a lot of discussion, even though nobody continued to speak to me. Like it sparked some discussion in the Discord server, and I wanted to speak to Natalie, but Natalie hadn't read my The Virgin Part 3 yet, because I cut up the script into 3 parts. But she hadn't read it, and I was gonna find a Japanese woman to speak to her a little bit. Uh, yeah, that's all really. Making friends, yeah. Well, doesn't look very great. Don't know what happened. Maybe I shouldn't have microwaved it. I don't know. So hot. Okay, a couple of developments. First of all, I spoke with JT and Potter. JT wants to meet. I asked her if she's free on Friday, aka tomorrow, and she's like, only in a specific period of time, in a specific place, maybe somewhere between my house and your house. So I'm like, okay. And she said, how about Westfield Century City? What? Isn't that like right up north? That's even farther away from me. But I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. And she's like, or we can have lunch on the Pico Boulevard, or we could go to Westfield, Culver City. And I was like, okay, that's fine, because Culver City is between my place right now and her place, a little bit closer to hers than mine. Yeah, because it's like my place, Marina Del Rey, Culver City, and then downtown Santa Monica. So yeah, I said okay. Even though I have film homework tomorrow, I think I can make some time out for her. This means that I won't be having lunch tomorrow for Taco Bell, which means I either have it today or on Saturday. Hmm. And um perhaps I'll have it today, because then I don't know actually. There's always going to be one day where I just stay in my house the whole day. It's either today or Saturday. Now I can do it today, but I also got psychology quizzes and exams. But if I can manage, I can try. Um yeah, and plus the fact that yesterday for lunch I only ate broccoli salad, I would like to eat something bigger to balance it out. The apple pie was fine, but I didn't expect it to collapse like that. Maybe I shouldn't have microwaved it. I don't know. Um it's fine. It's not great or anything. Um Another thing is okay, so I'm collecting schedules, right? I already have JT schedule, and now I have Potter's schedule, and we'll work out like when will we all be free simultaneously, and there's that. And then Potter told me that he's beginning to have friction between between him and his Mexican host of the Airbnb. You know, saying, you can't cook after 6 p.m., and also saying things like you didn't close the door very well. So Potter may actually leave the Airbnb just like me leaving this house. And we'll see. But I had a conversation with my mom last night, and my mom highly recommended me to not go to another host family, and wanted me to just rent one of the places that the IEC gave me, because they gave me a whole list of possible places to live in. And my mom also recommended me to not live with Potter because he's afraid that Potter's difficult to live with, and I concur. I don't know if I don't know that person very well. Living with them may not be a great idea. I mean, if you put me in the same apartment with Natalie, we're gonna have arguments. Like, yeah. So, let alone someone whom I just know for 2 days. So, or a week, not really 2 days, but you get the idea. All right, time now is 2:19 p.m. It had took me way longer to finish the chapter quiz. I got a 19 out of 20, which is pretty good. I'm not gonna go out and get Taco Bell. Despite the fact that for the last couple of days I didn't have much food for lunch, I'm afraid I have to continue that tradition today. Man, I'm so well spoken. What happened? Yesterday I can't speak, now I can. But, I'm so articulate today. It's a good day. It's probably because I slept for like 7 hours and 40 minutes, which is more than the usual. I'm gonna just make some tomato soup and eat some potato chips. I don't know how to open a can, so I may die or something. Alright, here are some complications. The tomato soup can is kind of large, and not only that, I've read the instructions and it says it is actually a condensed tomato soup, which means that uh, if I cook it in a pan, I have to add another can of water in there, which means that the portion is even larger. It's twice larger than it appears to be. And I don't think I can finish it all. Plus, I don't know how to open the friggin' can. So I give up. I'm not going to drink the tomato soup, which means that I will have nothing for dinner. A small apple pie for breakfast, and literally nothing for dinner, which is very exciting. So I'm going to starve to death. Or I can eat my grandma's cakes, and then perhaps eat an orange. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. There's actually a leftover fried chicken. I could eat one piece, even though it's very oily and stuff. Okay, I found this. And I'm gonna eat a little bit of this. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, this is definitely covers for lunch. Just gotta spread it equally on 2 bowls because 1 bowl is not large enough for the can. There we go. Maybe it's still super hot. I don't know. Let's try some. Wow, very salty. Wow, so salty. Oh my god. All right, time now is 11:34 p.m. I'm so tired. Like mentally, I'm very tired right now. I just finally did the psychology last exam. It's not a final exam because by saying final exam, I'm implying that this exam encompasses the entire syllabus. That's not true. It's the last exam, and I got a 134 out of 150. I don't know why. Usually I get above 140. There was one time I got a 132, I think, which was not very all that great. But this time it's 134, which is fine, but I could do better, really. I could do way better. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the exams were difficult. Maybe it's because I'm just super tired. I don't know. But, yeah, anyways, I'm eating, grandma's cakes, as well as, it's funny because a little while ago, the daughter came back home. Mr. and Mrs. C's daughter came back home, and the daughter's like, "Where are the cookies? Where are the leftovers? Where are the leftover cookies?" And Mrs. C was like, "They're gone." The truth is, I have them. Not because I stole them. Mr. C gave them to me. But it's just funny that at that moment, I haven't eaten them yet, actually. But it's not like I can just take those cookies back out and give it to her. That would just make the situation way more awkward, right? I like this one. This is good. This is definitely better than the chocolate milk I bought a couple weeks ago in Walgreens. This is way better. It's not perfect, but this is way better. I enjoy this chocolate milk. Yeah, let's stand. I completely forgot to do this, but I have to do laundry today actually, because it's been a whole week already, and I have tons of clothes. And aside from the long pants I'm wearing right now, and the not very comfortable jeans with belt, all the other pants are dirty. This is why about 1.5 hours ago, I went to wash some of my pants and clothes, and I should bring them to the drying machine right now. And aside from that, I don't have much else to talk about. I'm gonna try my best to sleep a little early today. I'm going to watch a movie, and then I'm going to take a shower, and then I'm just gonna go to bed tomorrow. It's gonna be interesting, or at least I hope so. Okay, so in the afternoon, oh my, it's quite frustrating actually, and I'm sure JT also felt that way probably, but I was the middleman between Potter and JT. And so JT, so backtrack. A week ago when I met Potter, I told JT about Potter, I told Potter about JT. Both of them want to meet each other. So JT's like, let's meet next Monday. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, but just gonna let you know that I got homework, I'm not free all day. And turns out JT herself is busy, and in the midnight between Sunday and Monday, JT told me that she can't do it because she's busy. So fine, right? So I asked her how about Friday? And she's like, okay, Friday's fine, but I'm also busy, but a specific period of time in a specific place is fine. So fine, whatever, Friday. So today, this morning JT's like, yeah, I'm free on Friday. That's good. So I asked Potter if he's okay because JT's busy with her final exams and stuff. I got final exam too. I just finished one. I got an assignment tomorrow. Potter, he doesn't have any assignments or exams, but he likes to rest. So I asked Potter, and Potter's like, fine, Friday's fine. Okay, that's fine. Now, where should we go? JT was like, how about let's go to Westfield Century City Mall, which is even more north from me and from Potter, which is kind of far away, and it's probably going to take me a whole 1.5 hours to take a bus to there. So I'm like, I don't know, it's a little far away. So JT's like, okay, how about Pico Boulevard or Sawtell? And by Pico Boulevard, she probably means like anywhere on the street. Or Sawtell, Japantown, because Japan is awesome. I was like, okay. So I asked Potter. Potter's like, okay, that's good. And then JT's like, or we could go to Culver City, Westfield Culver City Mall, which is even closer to me and Potter. And there's a metro station in Culver City, so we can all go to the metro station and do the tap card. And since I've only been to Culver City for a little while, a long time ago, a month ago, I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds like a good idea. So I told Potter, and Potter's like, Culver City, yeah, that's good. And then after a while, he checked Google Map and realized that to get to Culver City, he had to change buses. And so he said, hold on, I have to change the bus. How about Sawtell? Sawtell would be fine. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I asked JT, is Sawtell okay? And JT's like, yeah, Sawtell's okay, but do you want to do the tap card at the metro? There is no metro station in Sawtell. And I'm like, oh yeah, right. Or I could just walk to the nearest metro. I don't know how far away it is, so I went to Google Map. And it's walkable, but it's 20 minutes. And so I told JT, okay, then maybe Culver City. I don't know. So I asked Potter, okay, yeah, but Sawtell doesn't have a metro station. So is Culver City okay? And then he's like, yeah. And then I looked at Google Map and I saw that it doesn't even fucking matter. Sawtell or Culver City. To go to either places, it's going to take me a whole hour, and I have to change bus nonetheless. To go to Culver City, I have to take number 3 and then a Culver City bus. So number 3 northward and then a Culver City bus eastward. To go to Sawtell, I have to go north with number 3 and then another eastward bus. So it's north and east regardless. So to me, it doesn't matter. To Potter, Sawtell is one-way ride, just north. But Culver City is north and a little bit more east. And I'm sure for JT, I don't know if it's like a one way. I know for JT it's one way to Sawtell, but I don't know if it's one way to Culver City as well. But I'm at a disadvantage here. So I'm like, fine, Culver City. So I checked the map and I realized that the Westfield Culver City Century Mall, Westfield Culver City Mall, and the nearest metro station is like a whole hour away. And I realized, okay, that may not be a great idea. So I told Potter that, and Potter's like, okay, fine, Sawtell. So I told JT, okay, Potter wants Sawtells, and also Potter says he doesn't want to transfer buses, he doesn't want to change buses, and he's like, Sawtell, okay, and JT's like, okay, fine, Sawtell. So finally the decision is made, Sawtell. Which means I have to leave the house, and then JT wants to meet at 12:30, which is cool if Sawtell wasn't so fucking far away. So to get to Sawtell, I'm going to spend about 1 hour and 10 minutes just to get there. That is the distance between my home in Hong Kong, my apartment, and friggin' Chunwan or something. Or actually a little bit nearer. I'd say to Dongcheng. Yeah, like actually Dongcheng is even farther away. Sha Tin. From my home to Sha Tin, that distance. That's the fucking distance, man. My home to Sha Tin. Well, to be fair, Hong Kong MTR is faster and way more efficient. So I'd say the actual distance is probably from my home to Kowloon City, which is still very freaking far away. So yeah, which means, so JT's like, okay, meet at 12:30, and I'm like, oh, can it be a little bit later? How about 1 p.m.? And JT's like, fine, but I have to go back home by 3:30, and I'm like, okay, lunch plus tap cart shouldn't be that complicated. Fine, 1 p.m. So this means I have to leave my house at around 11:45, which means that I have to wake up. Plus, hold on, I need to check if I have any YouTube videos tomorrow. If I do, I have to wake up even earlier. But regardless, it is set. 1 p.m. Sawtell, lunch first, tap cart later. That's the plan. Yeah, there we go. Nice. All right, let's dry these clothes. God damn. There were clothes in the dryer, and I had to take them out, and it's a whole mountain. Everything's bigger in America. All right, time now is 11:18 a.m. in the morning on February 11th. February 11th. Did something happen today, or I don't know, it just seems like something should be happening today. Like today's supposed to be something important. I feel like I'm referring to February 14th, which is not only Valentine's Day but also the day the persecution began. And then April 25th, Reunion Day. We all know that by the back of the palm already. So yeah, my hair looks like a mess. I went to bed very late at around 4:10 a.m. And at around, I don't know, the sky was still dark. Maybe it was 5 a.m., maybe it was 6 a.m., but at some point I just woke up for a very long time, and I tried my best to sleep, and I can't. And I hear noises like Mr. C waking up, speaking to people. Like, oh my god, I was just laying on my bed for such a long time. And also when I went to bed at around, like, before I took a shower, like at around 3 maybe, the Japanese woman's room, the lights are still on. So she's a late sleeper too, just like me. You know, just a couple of East Asians stranded in a desert. But Such a funny allegory. Yeah, I will have to leave this place in about 20 minutes. Go to Sawtell, meet Potter and JT, and hopefully have a good ass lunch with them. And that is the plan really. It's gonna be Taco Bell tomorrow, and then on Sunday I'm gonna go to the Chinatown church. Um, I don't know what's for breakfast today. I should look at my meal plan spreadsheet. It's probably cereal. I don't mind. I'm not gonna eat a lot anyways. And I gotta fix my hair. And I'm gonna try to do as little of these as possible because I'm speaking too much. And there's nothing to do for the rest of the day. Nothing important. I got homework. I gotta watch Demon Slayer again tonight, and the usuals really. Edit America vlog, yada yada. Alright, I don't feel really good right now. I ate a bit of chocolate cereal with milk, but the milk, it tastes fine, but I feel like it's been in the fridge for a long time already. Anyways, I'm going to go to Sawtell right now, and the weather is significantly warmer and hotter than before. Okay, I'm late by 15 minutes. They should be here by now. Both Potter and JT have arrived already. Potter was on time. JT was like late for 5 minutes. I don't know. They should be over there. Alright. Time now is 5:09 p.m. And that was quite a good experience. Quite a nice lunch. Nice little lunch thing. And I'm going back home now, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Lots to talk about. Holy shit. I had to stop right here because I wanted to just appreciate how beautiful this is. The blue skies, the sunlight reflected on the reddish orange walls of this building. Holy shit. This is so gorgeous. It's beautiful. It really is. It really is. Alright, time now is 6:24 p.m. It's been about an hour since I've came back to this house. And I feel like I should talk right now. First of all, they just don't fucking stop. They don't stop. They don't stop. They don't stop. Okay? Yeah. So yeah. That's very frustrating. But anyways, let's talk about my experience today having lunch with Potter and JT in Sawtell. So first of all, I was late. I arrived at around 1:20 because I thought I would arrive at around 1:05, but the bus was really slow. Why? Because there's traffic jam. All right, lots of people in the house. But yeah, I arrived and there they are. JT in her. I wouldn't say fancy, but she's in her, very nice kind of I can't speak. There's people outside. All right, it's 6:33. Let's continue. So yeah, it was quite good. So JT wore I should start describing people by how they dress, because in this day and age, in this part of my life, people actually choose what clothes they wear. And usually for females, the clothes they wear are more conscious. They're more conscious of what sort of clothes they wear. And JT's clothes are, well, for Diana, she's like a businesswoman. For JT, she's pretty much a dancer. Dancer wear crop top. Maybe not the most intense crop top ever, but a crop top nonetheless. And jeans and stuff. And then for Potter's in his usual American stoner wear, a little bit baggy sort of hoodie, and short pants. So they were there and they saw me. I walked up to them and we just started walking, and it was nice. There, when I arrived there was like this weird word on the sky, like somebody flew a plane, and the plane was releasing like smoke and smoke trails, and it sort of turned into a word, and the word, well, more like a phrase, and the phrase was, "Can I get a," with H at the back. Anyways, we walked, and then after a while, we settled down in a noodle restaurant. We sat down, and we sat outside, and it was really hot. First of all, like, I don't know why. I just wasn't aware of how hot the weather has become, simply because for the last week or so, every time I leave the house, it's always afternoon, like 5 p.m., like 4:30 p.m. So I'd never truly experienced the noon heat until today. So yeah, it was really hot, and I took off my light blue jacket. We sat down, and we had the noodles. Or actually, Potter ordered ramen, tonkotsu ramen, and me and JT got a salmon bowl of rice. Except the rice is hot, and it doesn't have any vinegar in it, so it's not Japanese rice. It's just regular rice, which is kind of disappointing, man. I was hoping for, a shake don or something, but it's salmon rice. So afterwards, we paid up. There was some difficulty when it comes to paying the bill, because we wanted to split the bill, but it can't be split because they can only allow two cards. And so, but then my Bank of America account was disabled or something because I was hacked. So there was a little issue, but at the end it was fixed. And then after the meal, we walked towards the nearest metro station in Sepulveda Avenue. And originally, I looked at the map and I thought that the nearest station is Exposition slash Bundy. So I walked there, and at one point I was like, oh, that's the wrong direction. So we walked backwards, and then I was like, hold on, is that even the nearest? And then Potter's like, oh no, I believe the nearest is Sepulveda. So I was like, okay, that's another direction. So we walked there, and with a lot of confusion, I bought my tap card for $3.75. And the tap card is sort of like an octopus card. I can use it on the bus, except after I arrived there and after I bought the tap card, JT left. She took the metro, she's gone. And I and Potter, we walked to nearest bus stop, and we took a Culver City bus to Westchester, which is around the area where Potter lives. And my card didn't work for some reason. It has $0 in it. What? So at the end, Potter paid for me. Yes. And then we talked on the bus, and the bus, like, there's traffic. There's such heavy traffic jam. So I and Potter, we were on the bus, and we just talked, like, chatted to each other. and it was a great chat. And then afterwards, we left the bus, and I was around his area, and we walked for a little bit, and then afterwards, I took a bus, came back here. That's it. Now, there are many things to talk about. Um, I guess there were a few surprises, but the one that surprised me the most is that JT tried weed. So, yeah, my family has been Christian for a long time, and they still are. And even though I'm not a devoted Christian, I do believe that drugs are something to distance myself from. But if I know someone who takes drugs, I will not condemn them because I'm not a mean person. And I'm in the US of A, and it's a progressive place. And in LA, cannabis, aka marijuana, aka weed, is legal. So it's legal. It's if you don't abuse it, and if you don't harm people with it, if it doesn't cause significant personal distress or impair normal daily functioning, it's fine. But JT, I thought she's a very healthy person. She majors in nutrition. She's a dancer. And last I recall, she dislikes soda because it's unhealthy. Then why did she try weed? I don't know. It was came to me as a bit of a surprise. And never in my life had I known anyone around me who smoked weed. I mean, I'm pretty sure Sammy and her, the Thought Gang, they smoke weed, but I don't know them personally. I don't know them that well, so I don't really care. But now Potter is a regular weed smoker, even though he's been into Buddhism lately, and he's trying to. More on that later. He's into Buddhism lately, and he's trying to, remove his, um, you know, his impulsions, impulsivities. Um, but yeah, JT, I thought JT's super healthy, but I guess not. Or maybe you can't say that trying a little bit of weed is super unhealthy and kill you immediately. It doesn't work like that, but yeah. And it wasn't like smoking weed. It was an edible piece of weed. And JT's host's son offered her some. And she's like, fine, I'll try a little bit. And she hated it. And that's probably how I expected it to be. Like, same for everything that people get addicted on. Like coffee, alcohol, smoking cigarettes. Like, your first try, your first attempt is going to suck. You're going to dislike it. The first time I tasted coffee, it's bitter as hell. The first time I tried alcohol, it's sour as hell, and I don't like it. And I still don't enjoy alcohol that much right now, but I can drink a glass right now, and I wouldn't like feel that bad, even though I'm not like a big fan. But that's how I expect it to be. But yeah, JT tried weed, and JT also tried driving in front of the house. She tried driving a little bit, and she was really scared. So she's got experience. I honestly. Oh yeah, another thing is that I learned very early on when we were walking to Sawtell that JT's actually not 18, she's actually 19. What? Because last I spoke to her, she was like, oh yeah, I did the DSEs and then I immediately came here. And I remember vividly that she's a year younger than me. And I'm always like, she's a year younger than me, yet she's more, independent than me, and I feel jealous. Apparently not. Apparently she's 19. And that she spent her entire first year doing Hong Kong U space. What? So she didn't do the DSCs in 2021. She did the DSCs in 2020. The same year as me. So we're the same year. What? But anyways, there is that. And JT's extremely social. Obviously, JT has had several friends now. She has to meet a friend a little bit later today. Okay. Next, let's talk about Potter. Potter continues to share his tumultuous and incredibly eventful experience after arriving at the USA. And um, after the Airbnb, first couple of Airbnbs, of course, he moved. He met a friend, a white person, and lived in his house for 1 month. But that person is a little bit problematic. That person's mom killed herself when he was at a very young age. And now he's a frequent weed smoker, and being a frequent weed smoker is not a symptom of any psychological disorder, but it could be part of something bigger. Now, hear me out. He's a frequent weed smoker, and he's very noisy because he loves music and he loves playing music. He he has all these. So apparently, when he was in high school, man, only in America, and I know this shit happens in Hong Kong too, but very rarely. But in America, this is so common where in high school he knocked up a girl and got her pregnant, and but because he's rich, he's able to afford her abortion. And then he felt really guilty, so he became addicted to going to Tinder, finding girls to fuck just for sex. At one point, the person looked for a 30-year-old woman and had sex with her. And because he's only 18, and he's been fucking people and paying for abortions. Jesus Christ. He had sex with a 30-year-old woman, and because he's 18, and in USA you can't buy alcohol if you're 18, you need to be 21 at least. And since Potter's 22, he told Potter to buy him alcohol in order to drunken them both. And yeah, and then after the sex, he was at the car and he felt really guilty about it, and he just slammed the the the, the steering wheel, and he threw a fit. He threw a tantrum. And it is around this time when Potter realized, okay, I need to change my hand. When Potter realized that he can't live with this white person anymore because clearly he's problematic, and that's my conclusion too. You know, you could be a sex addict, and that's a problem. You could be a weed smoker, and that's not a huge problem. But if your mother had committed suicide at a very young age, and you didn't receive the love that you were supposed to receive in a healthy childhood, and now you're going around having sex with people and feeling remorse and doing so repeatedly in a pattern, yeah, conduct disorder probably. But then again, I can't diagnose people. I'm not a professional. Um, in a similar vein, we have the host's, JT's host, son, who is like nearly 40 years old. But even though he's 40 years old, from what I heard, it appears that he is a bit of a man child because he's also a frequent weed smoker. But on top of that, he has a girlfriend, so he's nearly 40 years old and he's not married yet, and that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. A little abnormal, but it's fine. He's not married yet. He's been with a girlfriend for 7 years. One day, he came back home to his home and found that his girlfriend and two other dudes were having a threesome in his own bedroom on his own bed. Now, that's depressing, and that's suicide driving, man. That is absolutely devastating. And again, so American. And I mean, with one person it would be more reasonable, but a threesome, she belongs to the streets and on his own bed too. God. And so he's really pissed, and he's like, my girlfriend cheated on me, blah blah blah. But then at the same time, he's also a bit of a man child. He claims to have had sex with tons and tons and tons of women. And both me and Potter and JTU discussed this. Like, people brag about how many bodies they've penetrated as if it's something cool to brag about. When there's almost a negative connotation to it. Like, you belong to the streets, you're a thought, you're a fuckboy. These are negative terms. But then at the same time, in America, people do brag about it because I guess it shows how masculine you are. If you're a man, and for a woman, I guess something else. And I get a similar feeling when I stepped into Lan Guifong, the club district in Hong Kong, when I went there on December 17th, when I saw all these young adults in their tight clothes, and I just couldn't handle the openness and the openness to sex and drugs and doing wrong things, that I had such an intense terror outside of that nightclub. um and I guess America is also kind of like that in a nutshell, but America is also very diverse. So, there are also people here who are super uptight, super Christian, super, I abstain from sex and drugs. Um, Another thing is, given how Potter had opened up to me, I guess I just decided to open up to Potter, and I told him a lot about my mentality on how I used to be very cautious. I hate stepping out of my comfort zone, but during the void years of 2020 and 2021, I had developed a new personality where I like adventuring, where I love meeting weird people and I love experiencing trouble. And it's conflicting because I love being safe, but then at the same time I hate being safe. And now that's sort of my mentality. And I also told Potter a lot about, because Potter told me about how, in the last few years of his university life, it's like extreme, intense anxiety and depression, fighting with the police on the streets, and how after he came to the USA, he's met this boy who clearly has conduct problems, and how Potter has smoked weed with a half Japanese, half American girl, almost dated a white girl, and then now is under pressure from a gay black boy. He's experienced a lot. I've been here for over a month. I I've experienced shit, don't get me wrong, but not that much. But now that Potter's told me a lot about his life and his interesting experiences, I really want to talk about mine. So I talk about conspiracies. I talk about Form 1 and Form 2, the Bernese War, Natalie's War, and Junibyo, 8th grade syndrome. Form 2 syndrome. Natalie, hearing voices of the messenger telling her to cut herself, and 17 drops of blood so that she can read people's minds. My delusions of persecution, Jordana with her sky delusion, Keith, his antisocial personality, and how it all played out together in the Bernese War, like how it all came down. And Potter was impressed. Potter was impressed. Like, holy shit! Like, wow, you guys are crazy. And I'm happy whenever I talk about my own school life and people realize how crazy my school life was. I get happy because I feel validated. Like, if I think my story is crazy, it's almost like I'm stupid, because maybe it's not that crazy. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's normal. I mean, people slit their wrists. It's not that abnormal. People slitting their wrists due to a command of a character from a book who isn't real, a little rare, but can be true. But my case is so goddamn insane that it's amazing. It's like an anime, basically. I've lived in an anime before. And I hope this makes me realize that when I write conspiracies, I need to make it as realistic as possible in order to convey the meaning that, yeah, whatever happens here is insane. But more importantly, whatever happens here is insane and it could happen in real life. Because if I write a story and it's so over the top, it can be good. But who cares? It's not going to happen in real life. Not in conspiracies. People like this do exist. So, yeah. And Potter is a little superstitious. Again, he's a frequent weed smoker and he's into Buddhism lately, and he's also into a lot of Chinese superstition, which is incredibly interesting. Bazi and feng shui, and all that stuff, and constellation astrology. I think it's called. Um, you know, palm line, palm reading. I don't believe in that stuff, but I do think that those things are really interesting. And he he said that lately he's been trying to eat less meat and eat less oil because he knows that, or he believes that meat and oil suppresses his ability to to sense, like an instinct, like sensing people if they are weird and fucked up in the head or not. So there's that. And finally, what else did I say? Right. Honestly, in my honest opinion, I don't think I'm a very interesting person. But I also don't think I'm that normal, let's be honest here. So I'm a huge movie nerd and I've experienced shit, and I'm a very, I guess to a degree, philosophical person and a person who overthink things. And I showed, I told Potter about temples and how I went to 30 temples within like 5 months, and I made a whole table on it on a Google spreadsheet. And then I also showed him, my episode schedule where, on this day I watch this movie, on this day I watch these episodes of an anime. And he's kind of taken back by how systematic I am because he doesn't know a lot of artistic people who are also this systematic. So he's like, wow, you're an interesting person. And I was like, I'm happy. Whenever people call me interesting, I'm like, wow. Oh, yeah, and I also told Potter about Mary. I didn't say her name, but I told Potter about, wanting to tell Mary how I feel and how, I spoke to her the last time on her birthday 2 years ago, and how I've never spoken to her ever again, and how he's a part of nature now. Her voice is in the wind, her face is in the clouds. And it's a good talk, and I feel cathartic talking about Mary and also um, embracing my evolution. I wasn't the same person who I was 3 years ago. I was a scaredy cat. I was scared coward. But now I'm more adventurous and have boundaries. I don't feel the pressure to conform to American culture. I want to adapt, but just because I adapt doesn't mean I have to conform. I need to do it halfway. That is the right way to do. That's the right way to do. It's called cultural integration. Um and yeah, I mean, not much else really. So I've seen JT 5 times now, Potter 3, and Diana 1. So I don't know Diana at all still, and I would like to speak to her more in the future and understand her personality a little bit more. All right, time now is 12:07 a.m. in the morning. Just gonna end it here. I don't have much else to talk about. I have no motivation to do anything right now. I didn't do any film homework actually because I just felt tired as fuck. Spoke to Natalie a little bit. Natalie's busy, obviously. I always say Natalie's one of my best friends, but Natalie's always too busy to be one. Um, I have a lot to say to Natalie. The crazy stories I've heard, the whole abortion and sex with an older woman and threesome cheating thing. Like, the stories I've heard during lunch today is fucking insane, really. And the fact that JT tried weed, like, Potter told me that given how social JT was, even though today lunch, JT was like, okay, I don't think I'm going to try it ever again. It's disgusting. It's gross. Potter told me that JT will, in 2 years, become a weed smoker, frequent weed smoker. I will witness her become a drug addict, and I will witness the entire process. I will be here to witness it vicariously. I don't know, man. JT's very social, and she may actually smoke weed, and this is good. No, not good. Like, but there's on the bright side. I'm not gonna try weed ever. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm a good person, but I would be able to know how a person get into it. But yeah, I have a lot to say to Natalie. I don't, you know, myself, my mentality, my duality, my experience. But when I really try to speak to Natalie, I honestly don't know what to say because there's nothing to be said. And a part of me wants to withhold information from her. I want to lie to her. I want to keep secrets from her because it makes me feel good. But I like her as a friend, I guess. Are we even friends? So, I don't know, honestly. And, oh, by the way, about the film homework, don't worry, because apparently tomorrow's the due date, not today. So, I don't have to worry. Um, but, yeah, I was editing my America vlog and it suddenly crashed. My PC suddenly crashed, which is amazing, so I hope I saved the project. Oh, I didn't save it. Did I? Well, that's great. I have to start completely over again. Well, that's amazing. Um, Alright, so I'm just gonna end it here. I've said too much today again. Hopefully I don't do as much of this tomorrow. Oh, I have to do the Taco Bell video tomorrow. Right. Fuck, I'm so tired. I know. I don't know what to say. Um, I hope I meet people. I hope I meet interesting people. I hope I get interesting experience. And, I hope I have stories to tell. I hope I stay interesting. I know that right now I'm nowhere near as interesting as I used to be. Just like how Natalie isn't as interesting as she used to be. But I cannot forever I cannot ever be completely normal. Even in extreme circumstances. I will forever be a movie character because that's how I like to be. And I'm so tired. I can't think straight. Right, I forgot to mention I'm gonna eat an orange later while I watch Demon Slayer. And tomorrow I'm gonna eat Taco Bell. That does not change. And I'm excited about that. I am. What the fuck am I doing?